Welcome back to SkyFactory 4. Today we're going to get started and we're going to, well, I've already removed this off camera. This was exactly where my lava setup was and my everything else. Because it's now over here, I've reorganized this into something much nicer and much neater. So just to briefly explain, we've got the cauldrons down the middle with torches underneath. And then this side we've got fluid extraction cables, which are just taking all the lava out and dumping it into the, well, this tank. This is just my old tank. I kept them both running while I was doing this. So they'll also dump into the top of these generators. Two of them I've upgraded to the upgradable geothermal generator, which just needs a bit of, let's just see. It was just this black pulverized coal. You can just put it in your squeezer. That one thing I have over there. And you can upgrade them. And you can craft these speed modifiers as well, and they are going to basically speed the whole thing up, and they use the same stuff. So once you've got some gravel, it's going to be normally just gravel and sand and pulverized coal, and you can actually create this whole thing. Now, those are working perfectly well for now. They're feeding straight down into the energy transfer node, which is feeding power just to this one auto clicker at the moment, which is on speed 6. And these are all set, but they just don't have, I haven't put a GPS marker in for now. On this side, we have, below there is a cobblestone generator, which goes into this cabinet. The cabinet goes straight up into each of the auto clickers. So as you might imagine, everything just works from that point. However, on this side, I also then moved in a porcelain casting basin with an fluid storage tank above it, just so if I needed to create anything with pouring lava over it, like end stone, I could just put whatever I wanted in here. Lava will automatically get poured, and then underneath that is a hopper which will automatically dump into this cabinet. You can't open it because it's just that's the way cabinets are, but that is automatically imported into the rest of our system. So anything I put in here will have lava poured over it and go into the system. So I don't need to worry about anything else. As far as netherrack's concerned, that's one of the things you used to make, that kind of thing. I've got about 4 stacks of it, so I'm not too worried. And we're pretty good. So that's just what I did between the episodes. Today, however, what we're going to get started on is moving through the rest of this tab. On Age of Power, we have a bunch of stuff, and there's this whole chunk here from basically deep mob learning. We need to get to that. There's some utility items here. I'm not sure I'm going to need the pig-powered treadmill. It's amusing, but not really useful. The charger stuff will actually be useful, especially the wireless one. And then down here we've got building gadget. I think that's Direwolf 20's mod, I think. But I haven't used it before, so I'll have to have a look how that actually works. And then we'll have a look at some power cells and get a lot of this stuff done if we can. We also want to get through this Age of Farming stuff, and this actually won't be too terrible. I've got about 7 saplings to go. I've got to get lots of those, though. That's yes. Maybe I won't get through this one. So is there any other tabs that we can get through? This has got lots of AE2 stuff, which we can't yet. We're going to want the power box at some point. So let's just take a look. Is the power box in any way closer than it was before? Probably not. Power box is advanced energy cube. So we need to get into Mekanism and space-time equalizer, which is matter overdrive. So we need to get into that at some point as well. But that's into nuclear craft. So we're quite far away. Let's get started then. Why don't we start with some of the miscellaneous stuff? So let's look at this stuff first, because it's deep mob learning. We've done before. I left my simulation chamber running, and you can see here it's got a huge amount of RF. If you're wondering where all your power is going, it's going into RF on this particular thing. Being supplied by that array over there, but once it fills up, then it just stays full now. And our polymer clay is being converted into overworldian matter and pristine skeleton matter, both of which are very, very useful. So you see on the left-hand side here, we've got this gauge, and every time it hits the top, it basically upgrades the tier, which increases the chance, I think it's the chance of getting pristine skeleton matter. But the idea of the pristine skeleton matter is that if you use it, you can make monster spawners with it. But you can put it into loop fabricators, which will make, well, things to do with skeletons. Fair enough, we're going to get bones, we'll get skeleton skulls, and that is obviously agricultural essence, the lowest tier of essence. So that's not as, well, it's useful, but it's not quite as useful as the overworldian matter. Excuse me, I need to cough. Because with the overworldian matter, we can convert it into lots of different things. Specifically, I'm interested in, for example, we can convert it with some raw poke chops into rotten flesh. The rotten flesh, we can then create a zombie data model without having to kill any zombies. Nice. But with one bone meal, it produces 22 bones, which is, since the bones can then be ground back into bone meal, pretty much means that you don't have to worry about bone meal again. Similarly, it can convert things into various crops that you don't quite have yet, maybe potatoes. And if you have quartz, you can get prismarine shards. So no need to go and craft prismarine shards via any other way, really. Yeah. Pristine guardian matter. However, overworldian matter can also be upgraded to the next tier, which is the hellish matter, I think. Is it in here? Yeah, there it is. So, wrapping it round one netherrack will get you hellish matter. Hellish matter, in turn, can be used to get all of the nether resources, as you might imagine. So there we go. Blaze powder from gunpowder. Gunpowder we can get from coal, so we can upgrade that really easy to get blaze powder. We can convert sand across to soul sand, and then we can get extraterrestrial matter. Other things we can get is nether wart and gas tears, and blaze rods with bones. And because we can get bones from, well, one bone meal, let's actually just upgrade that. So let's get some bone meal, just one. There we go. And the rest of it's going to get thrown on the floor. So one bone meal. And let's just actually convert 4. And there we go. So if we then convert you across, is it this, or does it actually need to be the hellish matter? Let's just grab some netherrack. And we need a 2x2 grid. Okay. And we'll convert 12 of those across. Then we can take this and basically get blaze rods, which will become useful, but for now, just useful that I have them more than anything else. So all that can go away, and then we'll just craft more of that in future as and when we need stuff. So yeah, I'm very happy with this. However, we also want to, because of the quests, craft the other thing, the loot fabricator. And the loot fabricator is the thing that converts the other drop from there. So loot fab, and what do you need? You need more suit covered machine casings, which shouldn't be hard. Let's grab one of you. And now we need yellow dye. And that's just going to come from dandelions. I think I already have some. I do have some. There we go. So loot fab. There we go. One done. So we can put that, I don't know, let's put it here. Okay. Loot fab is going to need power as well. So we're going to need a GPS marker. I'm going to save that as a, save that onto this side. In fact, I've already got one here. I'm just going to reuse it, remap U. And we'll take that and put that into our wireless power distributor. There we go. And there goes all of our power, because this again is another huge power sink as far as capacity is concerned. It took 400,000 RF straight out of the system, and when this is operational, it will take 256 RF per tick. So yeah, it's not the cheapest thing in the world to run, but that will build up slowly behind the scenes. That's getting a little bit more full now. So we want a zombie data model, and I guess we are going to have to kill some zombies, because you have to kill those initial 6 zombies before it will actually take into the simulation chamber. So we're going to have to get those. However, we can just get the extraterrestrial matter and twilight matter just by upgrading the previous tiers, I think. So let's just give that a go. Matter. Yep. So extraterrestrial matter, I would assume, is going to be endstone. Yes. And twilight matter you don't get from anything other than the simulation chamber for Twilight Forest. Now, Twilight Forest is a bit of a problem because Twilight Forest is unlocked via prestige points. If we have a look at prestige, it's here. We need 4 prestige points, and that's not going to happen anytime soon, so we can't complete this tab. We can't get that one. So that's a bit unfortunate. So let's not worry about the rest here just yet, because we're going to have to wait a while for that anyway. So we can go on this side and go and get the chargers done, and hopefully hook those up to the power as well. So let's get that done. So chargers. And those are going to come in useful for the building gadget stuff, I would imagine. These chargers all have like 1 million. Well, no, the top tier has 1 million. That's just iron redstone. That's just tier 1 and gold, and then diamond. Looks like really easy to craft these things. So let's just craft a tier 1, a tier 2, and a tier 3. No, almost. Yeah, tier 3. Okay. And then this side we can craft a wireless charger. That's my last ender pearl. I'm going to need to go out more of them. Clearly that 1% chance on the thing that takes ages to grow is not really delivering a lot for me. So we've got chargers, and now we can go and put those into the system as well. However, we don't necessarily need them right here, but we can if we wanted to. I wonder if they're in contact with that. Oh, I also got rid of all the torches. You probably didn't notice, but I got rid of all the torches. We don't need those anymore. Let's just see if this will share power. If I put something right here, will you share power? No. Or it's empty, and it isn't going to give any more. So let's just get rid of you. We're going to need to either transfer it wirelessly or some other way. So let's just do it wirelessly for now. GPS again. Okay, and I'm going to put it right here anyway. In fact, no, I should probably have it in the middle. Yeah, somewhere near my system. So let's just put it right here. So mark you, and I want you to have power, so you can go in. And the charger will put similarly, I don't know, maybe on this side. And put you down. There we go. And you should go in there. Right. Now, anything in my inventory should start charging. Yep, it's enabled and it's getting power. And here, you're also getting power, not very much, but you are getting enough for that to occur if I have anything that needs power. For example, building gadget. So building gadget, I've not built one of these before, so let's see if we've got enough for it. Building gadget. And let's just, oh, that looks quite simple actually. All right. So yes, that's already charging. And will you charge? Well, you can charge not very much because I don't have a lot of spare power yet, but it should charge. So instructions for this, I'm going to need to go and check my controls for building. Let's just search for category build. No. Okay. Fine. I'll just scroll through and find the right settings. Bear with me a second. Okay, in my case, the default is G, but in your case, it might be different. It's jumping up and down like that because it's charging in my inventory, unfortunately. So I'm going to set it to cobble, I think. Yep, so shift right click does that. And if I press and hold G, you'll see I get this menu. So lots of different things. I'm going to see if this works. So I've not a clue what a huge amount of this stuff does, but I know a couple of things. So we want to up the range a lot. And then horizontal wall, maybe? I wonder. Place on top. Not exactly. I don't exactly want it to be at the top level. I want it to be down here. So if I put this here, look at that. Oh, yep. Okay. So now I have a really, really quick way of getting more platform. Of course, in my case, I'm not going to I'm not going to be using this as my surface. This is my undersurface, if you like. And I can use whatever's in my inventory to actually just create the undersurface on which I build the actual surface. And because this is a pattern, it's not exactly a just bare stone, then it's not, well, maybe unless this thing can actually do patterns. Can you do any kind of surface, ray trace, fluid, fuzzy, place on top? Doesn't look like it, does it? But does look like it can do lots of other things. Stairs, grids, possibly, although I don't necessarily need a grid spaced like that. So yeah, it would have to be something else entirely. It would have to be a pattern. So I'm fine with surface for the moment. It just makes things, oops, that's a vertical column. It just makes things easy to build when you need a platform. And of course, then you can reduce the range down if you want a little bit more control. If it's Direwolf mods, then I guess we're going to use 9 because 9x9s. So you can just go here. This builds out from the block I'm pointing at, which doesn't exactly create a 9x9. We can go for horizontal column. Yeah, and that will build 9x9s. So I can just put 1 there, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc. You get the idea. All right, I quite like that. That's going to go in my permanent mods that I want. That's much easier than the building ones. All right, let's get on to the next thing. So the next set of machines that we're going to get to is Mekanism. I think it's in here, down here. You can use the Mekanism energized smelter in place of a vanilla furnace. And then there's nuclear craft as well, but Mekanism to start. And that would have been nice last episode. We used the industrial foregoing froster to make ice, packed ice and snow. Well, yeah, okay. That's fine. So Mekanism, we're going to go for energized furnace. To do that, however, we're going to need other ingredients. So energized furnace, or smelter even. So save that. Glass is easy enough, redstone is easy enough. Basic control circuits. So we're going to need to actually get to the metallurgic infuser first of all. Good, because that's usually the bare minimum. However, that, as a bare minimum, needs us to get to osmium. And the osmium is not straightforward as you might expect. It needs us to get osmium amber, or at least to start with it does. Yeah. And that, of course, will be able to be made, but we want to make a sapling first, really, to be honest, if I can. If I can't, then I actually need to make sure I make all these resins, because if that's the only way to get osmium, because I don't see a sapling recipe here. Is there an osmium sapling? There is. How can we make an osmium sapling? We can make it by pouring osmium onto a sapling of mineral. Okay. That actually is fine. That's not a problem. So to get that, we need nickel and copper. We have iron resin, and that's all we need. So nickel we've already made. It's one of the saplings we've already done. That's done. Copper, no. And copper is going to be useful anyway, so we may as well make it. Copper sapling then requires copper in the first place, so we need to go and look for the copper ingot recipe, because it'll be some sort of... well, I would have expected some sort of amber? Copper amber? Copper amber? Yep, that can be made. So we need red sand, petrified resin, clay resin, and sand resin. Can we actually do anything? We can do everything apart from the red sand. Red sand, I can't make that. I can pour blood onto sand. Blood's actually surprisingly easy to get. You can actually just put netherrack into a crushing tub or whatever it's called. Or you can just use red dyed water, which is probably easier. Yeah, and we can just get that from rose red. So let's just get some poppies. And just one will do. Have I got a spare cauldron around somewhere? I've got some with mud in it, but that'll do. Yeah. And then want some sand. Need to make more sand really, but that will do for now. There we go. Red sand, which should get me the copper amber I need. There it is. Copper amber will then put into... Whoa, I forgot to talk... Ah! I forgot to okay, well, I guess we're gonna get some kills. I hope. Yeah, always remember, if you build a giant platform, to put glowstone on it before it goes dark. Yes, back in a minute. As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, we're going to use this just to melt up our copper amber, and we'll be able to pour it straight into ingot form. Yes, that is an ingot cast. Good. And we'll be able to use that to, in fact, no, I want the mineral. Is it mineral sapling? Copper sapling? What do we get copper sapling from? Sapling is a spruce sapling. Okay. And spruce saplings, how do we make those? We can just buy one with an emerald. Let's buy one with an emerald. I'm not going to bother doing anything. I don't really need spruce all that much. And we can go and grab that from over here at our market. So spruce, please. There we go. And that should get us, if I just remove this cast out of the way. Did that? Oh, that automatically poured. Oh, I did. Must remember to turn off the automatic pouring and put glowstone down. Where does it need to go? It's going to go not there. It's going to go right there, I think. Yes, some of the others are in the wrong positions. Oh, and I need one more over there. But for now, I'm just using these like disposable torches. I know you'll lose some of you once you take it back up, but it'll do for now. And I just need to remove those two places. That needs to have glowstone as well. Everything needs to use the same pattern. Nice and neat. Yep, nice and consistent. Good. Right. Are you now ready to pour? You are. Good. Does that mean a copper sapling, please? Yes. Go on. Copper sapling. Okay. And that just means then that I can make osmium. Osmium. Sapling. That gets made with osmium, so I just need to make one to get started. Fair enough. And let's just put this ingot cast back for now, and you can get poured. Copper sapling can come with me, and you're going to just go into the next available bonsai pot. There you go. It's already set to blacklist. So that should be fine, and that will start producing copper for us. Copper resin, more importantly. And we can use that to make the osmium. So let's just get the initial osmium recipe. Osmium ingots. And where are you in here? Is there an osmium amber? Is it amber? Yes. There it is. So 2 copper resin will be enough. 2 quartz resin. And the rest is just iron resin and nickel. So we can already make that straightforward. Once that tree grows and gives me some copper. Although I'll put this copper and this nickel away in our system. There it goes. And as well as these mud drops as well. Yeah, some bits and pieces, I suppose, but nothing that I actually need right now. Okay, so let's get the osmium made and let's try and get into Mekanism. At which point, what I'm probably going to do is decentralize the power a little bit, because we're going to want to create batteries like, I guess, these power cells, and use this to distribute to the power cells, and the power cells cable perhaps to the individual machines. However, we need copper first. Okay, so power cells, the RF Tools one, appear to be multi-blocks. If you press Shift, it'll tell you about that. And right-click with the wrench to toggle input and output sides for mode for a side. So we're going to wrench as well. But for the power cell, it just appears to be a lot of redstone and everything else. So we're going to want 4 of these, if not more. But let's just start with one of these. Are these upgraded to the previous tier? No, looks like they're using different things. Okay, so can we make you? Probably just need the iron block. So we either have a power cell low. Are you recognizing that? Yes, you are. Power cell medium. Okay, medium can we actually make? Prismarine crystals. Can we actually make them? Yeah, possibly. Why don't we just see if we've got any? Nope, we haven't got any. So it's not come automatically from any of our saplings. That much is for certain. So loop fabricator, we can get it from pristine guardian matter. The hydrators, we can make it from prismarine shards, but I'd rather not make it that way. I'd rather make it some other way, but it looks like maybe prismarine resource hogs is probably the best way to actually get that. Squeezer from certain types of bacon, mechanical squeezer from the prismarine shards, so 1-to-1. And we can make prismarine shards with nether quartz and overworlding matter. So we can actually do that. And it's only, well, it's 3 of them, but it needs 12 of them. And I don't think I have that much quartz yet. Quartz? I have 10. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. So we have this power cell low. And then also we should be able to make the metallurgic infuser. Yep, mechanism started. Good. The energized smelter is going to need steel, but we're not there yet. We're going to need basic control circuits there, osmium and redstone in the metallurgic infuser. You're going to want probably 3 metallurgic infusers, all separate, and then later on the upgrades, the infusing factories and elite infusing factories. For now, don't worry about it. We are, however, going to need steel and glass and osmium. Now, osmium is fine. I did make this osmium sapling with the same approach as the copper one. So copper and osmium, they all make stuff in the background. And then we're going to need the last bits and pieces of it. So we're going to need steel itself. Now, I did already do this previously. And I'm going to have to make sure that both of these are off. Yeah, they're both off. I placed them up. Oh, no, that's fine. So in here, you can see we've got molten steel. So I'm going to want to get some porcelain and just make some more stuff. I want to get probably some stuff fired. So why don't we just see if I thought I'd put some in one of these furnaces. Go away, Enderman. I can hear you. There you go. I've got some porcelain. And I just want to make a table probably. And then I probably will need more. Let me just actually put some more on. And make sure I've got enough wood just going. So we're going to want to... That's going to be hopping into this one. So what we can probably do is just extend that hopper line a little bit. Hopper. Yep, extend it that way. And then here we can put down our porcelain casting table. And for now, I'm just going to move that across. Then we can just put coal in one of these, and I don't know what the ratio is. I think it's like 1 to 10, but it should be a lot less than that if it's actually following real steel. Real steel is mostly iron. In fact, it's 90-odd% iron. It's only a few percent carbon, i.e. coal, or whatever other source of carbon you have, charcoal usually. But depends on how much you add of that few percent, from 0 to 4% or so, you get different kinds of steel. So you've heard of probably wrought iron, and you've heard of maybe hot roll, cold roll steel, mild steel, all the other kinds of things. We're not going to go into that here. We're just going to go into me getting coal. And why don't we make some coal, because that's not enough for later. So we can just make that with the amber recipe. Yep. And we can just grab a lot of it. There we go. So we get a stack. And then we need iron as well, so we're going to get a stack of that. Okay, and then let's just look at that steel recipe again. Does it tell me how much of each steel ingot I'm going to get? Steel ingot. So we want the casting recipe, some molten steel, alloying, liquefied coal and molten iron. It's more coal than iron. That's weird. That is so weird. So 18 to 25. Yeah, that's going to be off somewhat. So why don't I just take something like this, and we'll put the coal in this one and in the top, and we'll put obviously the iron in this one as we normally would. But now these are off on either side, so what should happen is they should naturally get alloyed into this middle one, where we can probably put another one of those redstone clocks. Let's put that there. And I'm not going to reuse that one. Let's just make another redstone clock. Simple recipe. And we're going to want to select a lever just to control it. Okay, so you can go up there, and I'm going to make sure you require redstone. Set you to 585. And then put you there. Okay, so we should start seeing steel coming through. We've got lots and lots of liquefied coal. I'm not sure how much each piece of coal actually turns into, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And once we use up all that coal, we'll just keep on pushing iron into it until it's used all up. As and when the iron gets melted, it immediately gets transferred into the middle, whereby we're starting to get steel. So for example, if I turn this on, as soon as we have enough steel, there it goes. It's going to produce just like normal. I'm going to start getting steel down here. Good. So we only need 4 steel for the energized smelter, I think, because we need the casing, the osmium, and some glass. Do I have any glass? Glass. I have 10 glass. That'll do. So 4 it is. And we're going to want 1 more osmium, which I guess I can make osmium with the sort of recipe in here, maybe? I don't want osmium amber, although maybe I do want osmium amber, but no, there's going to have to be a better way of doing that. What does the sapling give us? Sapling in the bonsai does give us osmium resin, and what can that be used for? Yeah, so yeah, there is a second recipe. Good. There we go. We can't use this yet, of course, because it's making steel. Yeah, so that will have to do for now. We can just take these out. In fact, it's used up a lot of that already. So yeah, let's take those out and let's see how long it takes to use that up. Yeah, it's got plenty of work to do. Okay, I will leave that alone for now, and once it comes back and I'm able to use my melter again, I probably should make more melters, or indeed a full smelter at some point, but it's fine for now. Let's see how well it goes. Okay, so I was very, very impatient. I decided to just do it in a furnace. That'll work. It's just not useful, but anyway, we'll get it working. Energized smelter, that means we need steel casings. We can make steel casing now. Good, and that means I just need to make the basic control circuit. So I'm going to need some more osmium still. We're going to need 2 osmium and then some compressed redstone. Now to get all that working, let's decide where we want this. I am going to put it here, along here, I think. So if I just put in these, I'm going to get rid of this Enderman. Ha! Ender pearl. Cool. Free goodies. Yes, so we're going to put that down. Power cell. And we're going to also want a GPS locator. So let's just get a GPS marker. And we'll use that to go over here and use this to distribute more power. Hopefully it should now be getting power. No? Well, I can't actually see it. Are you not providing power? It looks like you should, if indeed that's what you actually do. Power cell blocks can place others to create a large cell. Okay. Do I actually get power from this? Well, we'll see. Let's put the metallurgic infuser down on top. Yes, apparently you get power. Okay, so we can probably pull power from this like we would normally do otherwise with regular cable. I think I've got some cable in here. I've got 1 energy extraction cable. That's, I guess, going to have to be good enough for now. Wrong place. Let's put this in the right place. There we go. And does that mean we can now just get a little bit more osmium? And I'm going to get some redstone. Redstone. Let's just get a stack of it. And that'll fill. Yes, we can make this a lot more efficient. There are upgrades for various different things. And muffling, speed. There's efficiency, which is the energy one, I think. And that will make it much better. But for now, it's fine. So now we just need more osmium as and when all this gets used up. Yeah, all that's used up been turned into steel. So that can go away. And now I should be able to make more osmium amber. Osmium amber. With the other recipe. 2 of it. And we'll just cook it up here. And then we can just grab you, put you in this side, and we should be good to go. Once it cooks up, we should get enough osmium. Okay, so I thought I was misunderstanding this. Let's just use this wrench from Applied Logistics 2 to presumably yellow's output. We'll give that a go in a second. Are you an output now? Are you going to take any power or produce any power out? Let's see. Do the same thing here. And let's put our cable back. Are you taking power? No, you're still not working. So I don't know why this thing isn't working. However, there are other options for that in the pack. So, oh, there's RF Tools power information screen. Let's just see if that actually tells us anything about it. Power information screen. Power information screen. There we go. Looks like a simple recipe. There we go, information screen. Will you tell me anything about this? RF, no. So it's not got any power in it. That's why. So it doesn't seem to be able to take power like this can from over here. I have got this working. It does have power, and that's the actual the one there. So I can take this marker out again, and if I just remove this block for a second. So it is the same information, but when I put it over here, let's put it in a different slot. Always on. This is not getting power. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about that, really. Yeah, not a power cell or anything that supports power. I quite like that idea, though, having a screen like that attached. However, we can do it another way, I guess. We just need another block other than this that actually takes power. So I'm going to have to look for one of those. Advanced power cubes or power cubes maybe. Let's have a look. Power cubes. Cube. Because we are doing Mekanism, remember, so we can do Mekanism stuff. Energy tablet, we're going to need enriched alloy, which just needs me to put iron through the same machine that doesn't have any power. However, I can cheat. Well, not cheat, but if I just take this out, I can directly supply this stuff. Hopefully. Like that. And that blip of power that disappeared hopefully tells me that this thing has power. So if this thing has power, then we should be able to just put iron through it. Iron. And we need to make at least 4 of them. So let's put the iron in. That's off and going. Let's just grab you and put you back. Okay, and for now I'm just going to put some floor back there. Right, so we've got the enriched alloy on the go. We just need the cube. So let's just grab the cube recipe. Add that to our favorites. We want the more advanced ones later, but for now we're going to need steel and osmium. And I should have some osmium over here now. And some steel. So cube, steel casing. I've just run out of glass. I need to make more of that clearly. And then we just need 2 energy tablets, which I should have everything for, apart from these 4 things. You can go in. I need to make 1 there and 1 there. These are going to charge up in my inventory, which means they shouldn't, well, they may not shift click in. They normally don't when you do that kind of thing. And there we have a basic energy cube. So if we just take this out now, you can go there. You can go there. And let's use a Mekanism energy cube, which you can configure the sides. Output is on the top and the left, and the front is, I guess we can just put input. There's no real problem there. Now we can switch this back, hopefully. Let's grab our GPS marker and let's see whether this actually will work. So you take some power, please, from here. There was a blip. Hopefully that doesn't mean it is producing power or capable of storing power. It's got, well, that could be power. See, even again, that's not supplying power, or it's not. Well, it has some power. I mean, I can just pick this up and it will recharge and I can put it down. Or maybe that's its maximum. Didn't think that was its maximum. That's very, very odd. If I just put some more iron through here, what happens? Aside from lightning. Through here, some iron. So you're going down, but you're not being resupplied. There's something weird going on. Maybe this thing just isn't working the way I expected to. At least not with stuff that's like power storage. Maybe I have to just go direct to machines. And I don't mind doing that. It's just very odd that I should have to. Let's just put this back. So that machine will be supplied directly, and then I'll put the power cube elsewhere. Okay. Right, so I think we're done for today. We've got a fair amount done on this tab. Remember, we're blocked from that particular quest there. There is a configurator, and that we'll need to craft one of those. And there's an exchanger tool from Direwolf's mod to get swapping blocks and stuff like that. Fair enough. And then we're going to be going into nuclear craft. But I think I want some more mechanism stuff first. This smelter's quite nice. I would like to have more of it available. Let me just put this back because I can just pick it up and make sure it's recharged in some other way for the moment. And it's only really supplying this machine, so I'm happy. Right, so yeah, that'll do it for the end of the episode. Next episode we'll come back on, do a lot more mechanism, probably making multiple of these, and make the next tier up of machines and various other bits and pieces, and we'll see where we get to. I also want to probably start crafting some of these. I have crafted a couple of things like the skeleton seed, but I guess I'm going to have to go through a lot of these other ones to get through. Now this is the end of the episode, but I do want to show you one other thing. There are multiple world types, and I haven't shown them to you before, but I will show you briefly now as we close out. So here on the start screen, if we click Create New World, you'll see there's a bunch of different things on the right-hand side. These are all kinds of different starting scenarios, and the idea is that you can get prestige from any of them, and it'll apply to any other game. So if you want prestige, this is the one I started with, SkyFactory 4. But there is a SkyFactory tutorial, so it's basically the same thing, but with blocks around it, so you don't die when you fall off. Sky Grid. Wow, I'm not sure if I want to start with Sky Grid, but yeah. And then Compact Sky. So I thought we'd look at Compact Sky just as an example, but there is lots of other things. Amplified, Lost Cities. Lost Cities is quite kind of nice. In fact, that's even different than normal Lost Cities. That's got small cities connected by sort of sky bridges, I guess. Flat, peace out. Project Tree, interesting. Sky Factory, Stone Factory. Okay, so it has lots and lots of different types. I like that one. Observatory. Okay, fair enough. There's so many bad jokes in here. Love Factory. If you break any of that glass, you're just going to... Oh, my. Anyway, let's look at the Compact Sky one just to finish. So let's just start with a Compact Sky. Create New World. And yeah, I'm not sure I quite agree with the premise of getting the prestige this way, in that it requires you to play the same game over. And yes, that's how prestige works in things like Call of Duty, but at the same time... you really want to play the same pack over and over and over and over to try and get stuff until you get to that box that can give you free prestige? Maybe not. But in any case, it is good that there are lots of starting scenarios. And let's look at one of them. So here we are in Compact Sky. Now, you got all the same stuff to start, so I'm not going to worry about that. But you also have these tiny compact machines when you start. And each of them has a coloured white carpet, well, coloured carpet around it. And you'll see that we've unfortunately got we've got places where things can spawn, apparently. In any case, you basically play the same kind of game that you had before. You can't really get through this wall, I don't think. I think it'll just reconstruct itself, or you know, there's nothing outside that you can actually do. You're restricted to this to get started. However, the tiny compact machines can be used. It's unused at the moment, fair enough. But you can actually go inside them and then, there we go, personal shrinking device, and build inside them. So let's take a look at this tiny compact machine here. So you're in a tiny compact machine. It really is tiny and compact. It's 3x3, and you can't really do anything more. You're going to start with this, and you're starting with the same kind of process that you would end up otherwise. So we have normal bonsai pots. However, you must be in world with prestige enabled. Oh, I didn't enable prestige. So yes, you need to enable prestige to actually do that, but you get the idea. We can go for hopping bonsai pots by enabling prestige on that menu screen. However, in this case, we can already craft them straight away if we had the iron. In this case, you need to start with the same process and wait for these to grow. Yeah, very slow. So I'm going to leave it there. Just thought I'd let you know there are different scenarios if you wanted to play different versions of SkyFactory 4. Otherwise, let's just head out. And I'll say my goodbyes. So, that's the end of the episode. Thanks very much for watching. We'll see you next time for some more SkyFactory 4 or maybe some FTV interactions. I think we'll do a few episodes on that. And then we'll continue and see how far we get. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Feel free to put comments in the comments down below for other players who are doing their playthrough. And of course, I will see you next time. So, as always, thanks for watching and yeah, goodbye.